From the worldwide home of the Widener Pride, this is WidenerPride.com. As we continue our series of preseason interviews for the 2010-2011 winter season, I'm joined by men's basketball coach Chris Caridio. Coach, thank you for joining us. Your first 4 years as head coach here have mirrored the success of the team in its 100-year-plus history. What are the main reasons you think for the team's success?
Well, I think first and foremost, obviously, is talent and having good players. And Widener has always attracted good basketball players and good students and good student athletes. So, as a former player here and assistant coach and now the head coach, taking over 4 years ago, I inherited some really good players, and we've been able to keep that going with good recruiting from my coaching staff. And I think Widener itself just attracts good student athletes.
Some of those players that you have recruited in here, you look at Jack Brennan, a bona fide all-conference candidate. You look at also Perry Wright at forward and Jarrell Nelson, one of your senior forwards. Talk about those kids and what they mean to the front court.
Well, the three guys that you mentioned certainly are a big part of what we're trying to do this year, kind of rebounding from what we would call a bridge year last year, where we had a lot of those guys were younger. Jack, Jarrell, and Perry certainly are a big piece, but they're not the only piece. I mean, we got 7 juniors and seniors this year with Perry and O as well, and BJ and Chris McDevitt and Justin, and all those guys. We've put a lot of pressure on those guys and built them with confidence over the last year to kind of say, like, this is their time. So I think they've embraced that. They've done a very good job with our practices up to this point with keeping the morale up and pushing the younger guys. And we have a lot of talented young guys. So those three guys certainly are important to what we're trying to do. But I think they'll be the first ones to tell you it's not just them. It's about all the upperclassmen that are trying to lead us this year.
A lot of teams at Widener have had success with freshmen. Men's basketball is no exception. Now, I know you can only speak for men's basketball, but why do you think freshmen have come in and done so well in your program?
Well, I think, again, it goes back to the talent level. I think that Widener, we have the ability to attract kids that may have opportunities to maybe look at a scholarship school, a Division II school, maybe even some small Division Is because of our facilities, because of the way the school's managed with the president, vice president. I just think and the coaching staff, everybody takes a professional approach to everything. So I think we attract kids that are that quality that they can help right away. And I don't think this year for us will be any different. We have a lot of young freshmen that are competing for playing time. And, that's why in my tenure here we've had freshmen play. And it's always going to be the case, I think, because they will push the upperclassmen, which is, for a coach, it's good to have competition on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you played here. You're one of 4 head coaches here who have played and graduated here.
Right.
For those recruits that are watching this, why should a kid choose Widener?
I just think Widener's a great combination of athletics, academics, has a great social atmosphere. I think you can get a lot out of Widener if you put a lot into it. I enjoyed my time here as a player. It transcended into being a coach. Obviously, I enjoyed it enough to want to come back and be here and kind of extend that experience to student athletes as well. So I just think it's a great opportunity for a young student athlete who's looking to further their academics but also their athletic career.
In your 4 years here, we've always played well against the elite teams, whether it's in the region, whether it's NCAA tournament games. You've mentioned the talent, but also going outside the talent. Is there any particular reason for that?
Well, myself and our coaching staff, we really push on them. We let them know what teams are important for our region. And we play a lot of regional games. Obviously, all our conference games are regional games. But we try to go outside of our conference games to get really good regional competition for many reasons, which it helps you with your power rating and that kind of stuff when you get to the NCAA tournament, if you're fortunate enough to get there. So we are really pushing that on our guys from day one. These are the teams that we got to compete against. These are important games. And even if they're non-league games, if it's a big regional opponent, they'll know it because we're pumping them up for that game beforehand. So they know that regional games are as important as conference games if you want to think big and think on a national level. So, and our kids have always been able to do that, and we've always competed at that level for the most part. So I think that our guys look at those regional games just as important as conference games at times.
And the coaches in this conference definitely have looked at that. You're picked 3rd in the conference. You received a first-place vote. Overall expectations for this year?
Well, we want to take it one day at a time. I mean, the conference is loaded with great coaches. It's loaded with good teams and good players, and we can't take anything for granted. Last year's a great example. I mean, 3 previous years we won the conference tournament. We didn't finish first every year, but last year we finished 7 out of 8 teams. So that's a pretty humbling experience for the players, for myself. And looking at that, ourselves and Arcadia, who finished 7th and 8th, competed with all the teams that actually went on to win the conference and make the playoffs. So it's going to be a lot of parity. I have a lot of respect for all the coaches in our league. Everybody's done a wonderful job, and I think it's just going to be another great year, that it's going to be a grinded out kind of season. So we're looking forward to it.
Well, the season opens on November 15th at Swarthmore as part of the 320 Challenge, and the home opener is Friday, November 19th as part of the Widener Tip-Off Tournament against Adrian. That is a 6 o'clock start here at Schwartz Center. We thank men's basketball coach Chris Cardio for joining us, and we thank you for your support of Widener University Athletics.